All right, guys. Hey, welcome to Materia session 60.
63.
Uh, yeah, 63. So the menagerie in more recent times, as like a few weeks back, had achieved possibly what was considered unachievable and taken down a powerful necromancer uh, at the heart of Deep Root Marsh, a magically latent swampland, marshland that or that's origins are highly intertwined and tied in with the banishment of this deity-like entity known as the Hag Mother, something that the menagerie has uncovered. So powerful was the aftershock of her banishment that it is what has pocked the land with countless hills, and these very hills are what Green Hill uses to, well, power their windmills, along with some of the natural rivers and tributaries following the River Sly. Uh, well, with the Necromancer defeated and amalgamation of and kind of like common thread tied in of aberrant magic with the Necromancer, um, they had ventured back through the swamplands, through the marshes, and headed back east towards Green Hill, traveling which took multiple weeks. But as a group, with with the ranger and their compatriot druid leading the way, they did make it fairly easily back to the outskirts of like a days or so travel away from Green Hill and back on more forest like plains land. In the evening, they did reunite with their dwarven friend Dregnar. However, he seemed to be slightly different than before, but all in all, still the same Greg. Uh, with no sense of urgency or need to rush, the menagerie and Dregnar shared some tales. He was informed of the passing of his friend Yarsi, and uh, they discussed the happenings of the maze, the necromancer, and some of the magic items which they had accrued. One of which was this dark engine, this broken engine, a spherical like tangling of dark cords that seems to light up in accordance to certain schools of magic and other stimuli. With research being done, it has become pretty confident that Rock and Allegretto understand the capabilities of this once swollen orb now as it has been no longer abused and pushed, siphoning all the energies of Deeproot and forced to convert it into necrotic to fuel the Necromancer's army. It has reverted down to the size of a little tangerine. Um, and from there, we'll see what happens with that item as well as the Hag's Dagger, other things. The next morning, after breakfast, a very comforting breakfast, it led to an epic bray race, part two, where brays were hasted, blown up, Al went flying three times, uh, entanglements, tripping. We had it thrown hammers on cords to whip them back. I mean, all forms of deception as far as the path to take, and of course, a lot of noise, which alerted and brought the attention of two 15, 17-foot hill forest giants came charging through, and some of the menagerie managed to keep their wits about them, and face off against these towering foes, while some the other members of Menagerie had to deal with, well, being afraid. However,
Spooky as shit.
yes.
Yeah.
However, the Menagerie did successfully fell these large humanoid or human-esque entities with very little on them, mostly just some very rudimentally large cloths or hides to kind of cover certain portions of their body, and uh, just chunks of animal flesh thrown just available for a meal or a snack. And when we say chunks, we're talking like entire, rib cages of horses and such. Um, the menagerie did somewhat continue the race as Davis did sneak off and run away, and then has declared himself the unofficial victor
Mm-hmm.
of Bray Race 2.0, as Dregnar has successfully led Marb, Grant, Al, Brock, Davis, and the two surviving Bray 4 and Torberius to the Green Hill out where pick up our story. So, Menagerie, it's on you.
All right, Dragnar. Where's Seb?
I'll look around the encampment and discern where his tent was at and start heading that way.
Actually, real quick, how big of an encampment are we looking at? Like, does it look like a tenth of Green Hills here, or like only like 30 people? Or
So, I don't remember what characters would actually recall this. We did a check, but I don't remember the result of who. But Green Hill itself has about a standing population of about 4.4 thousand people, 4,400 roughly. The encampment is maybe 500 maximum. It's not that
okay,
many. The encampment itself, as Dregnar has led you through, it does veer away from the marshes, and it does kind of go to a portion where the high pines uh, forest to the east of you does stretch out a little bit further, and where there is the shrubbery and the forest, there is, well, the encampment, and it is mostly, well, non-permanent structures. They are like tents that have been established. However, there are some buildings that have been made out of worked wood. And there's even some that are interesting that seem to be molded of earth itself. If anyone's interested, you can give me a nature check. Uh, those buildings as you're walking through. Um, the encampment itself does. One second, Jones. No, I have the AC running. Chill.
literally.
I sorry, it's gonna be a little noisy in background as I won't try to talk too much, but I rolled a natural 20 on a nature check.
Noise.
Okay, cool. Nice. So I think for you that's like a 27 or something. Yeah, 27 total. Natural 20. Yeah, Al. So uh, the encampment itself, is not has obvious signs of not being here very long, and it's actually Dragnar would note this that this is not the first encampment. They've been going further and further south and away from Greenhill as the patrolling giants and giantkin uh, seemingly are too much of a threat. Here you'll see, there's like a couple fire pits. There are some tenting. There are some buildings. Um, Various individuals in different types of, well, I want to almost say uniform, but like different stature for being on like guard, almost more like a militia. As far as those dirt and earthen buildings, they were actually created by individuals that could shape earth. So with a natural 20, you would know that it'd be mold earth and shape earth spells were used. So
Yeah,
there are some individuals that have capabilities here.
yeah, we did that
Most
for digging the graves at that at that mill. I think I don't remember
yeah,
who used. Oh wait, was it us or was it the guy as he was reborn?
the
In,
guy did.
in like
Yeah,
as an
that
Earth
actually.
Genasi. That's right. I
Yeah,
forgot he was like half Earth Genasi, or he is an Earth Genasi now.
reincarnated. Tommen was reincarnated as an Earth.
That's right. Holy.
Yeah. So you would see that there are signs of basic or rock. You see this. There's signs of basic, magic such as move earth, and then there are some more advanced such as shape stone and shape earth and all that being in play here. So some adventurers certainly made it out and are down here. As to how many, you have absolutely no idea. Uh, but it is very much a encampment of necessity, one that I would say you all get the sense would be easily abandoned or been able to just take what's needed and flee. There's very little sense of permanence here.
Little slapdash.
Yeah. Um, Marb would pick up that, and Dregnar too, especially Dregnar since it's like your second or third time actually approaching in here. Um, they are very much relying on natural elements to help keep them hidden. Uh, Either just relying on fallen trees in the forest or other forms of vegetation, maybe some happenstance rock outcroppings and stuff. But for the most part, in this portion of the forest, it is very much flat, very much, you know, trees of more like your conifers and pines than anything else. But there are the little still semblances of some marsh-like vegetation proximity of, well, the area that you're in. Looking around, kind of taking it in as you guys are approaching late, uh, late afternoon, early evenings. There's still natural light. Uh, there is that a few of the guard kind of approach out and kind of, with crossbow ready, and you're looking at them, and they
Is this like the
are.
Verdant Cause?
Go ahead and give me
What am I giving you?
a perception.
Oh, perception. Okay. 16.
Uh, you're not seeing the greens
Ah,
that you would associate with the Verdant Cause.
I'll wait
You
on
see,
whipping the badge out then.
yeah, yeah. You see, with more a lot kin of like leather armors, not really much on the form of mail or chain link or not. More kind of for lightweight and camouflage. Uh, Human with a crossbow, and another individual kind of calls out and goes, "Who approaches?"
Dragnar, get out of the way.
Uh, uh yeah, yes. When you approach Dragnar, hood off, hood down, hard.
Well,
Welcome back.
also the Crass Menagerie, like that probably has a little bit more weight.
Uh, the two of them just kind of look at each other. Right. Friends of yours, Dragnar,
Yes, the Crash Menagerie. Now get the hell out of the way.
These guys
and
knew?
they
What
just
the
kind of.
heck?
You'll see. Actually, any one of you, if you wish. Uh, at this point, you guys can give me perception checks as you're walking by. Oh, Marb is actually in Discord. Yay! Or in Roll20.
What was it? Perception, you
You
said?
can give me
Oh, there
another
you go.
perception
Al
check.
did.
Yeah. Al, so when you're walking by, you'll pick up that um, they just they're young. They're really, how do I put it, that they don't seem like adults. They seem as if they're in their early teens, or not early teens, late teens.
Early
Uh,
teens. Holy shit.
yeah, yeah. Sorry.
They're 12.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah, they're tall.
sorry, you
No.
can't be in here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dragnar.
So yeah. No. If they are, they're late teens, early 20s. And they look like they've seen something, like they've been through a little bit, but they've obviously not had years of experience of anything like that. So more of just they are put here as able body and out of necessity.
And I'll look. Excuse my rudeness. I just need to get the Seb as soon as possible. We have some information.
Yeah. Well, Dragnar, as far as we know, he's just in the same. What do you even call those? Earth buildings, mud build. I don't know. It's really they those things. Same one by the fallen oak.
Okay,
Y'all
keep.
have mud huts?
Mounds? Like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's take.
Yeah, they basically look like earthen mounds. However, there is that distinct sense as you're walking by them that there is control. It's not just a hill, right? Like an earthen mountain. There is somewhat like there is symmetry and there is shape, and there are even uh windows in there, but however not like paned or anything to allow some light to come in. And as you're like kind of walking by, Al and Marb would have a high enough passive perception that you'll see that there's steps leading down into these buildings and all that. And as you guys are heading through, there are no towers here. However, there are pieces of wood and rope either nailed in, strung about to allow individuals to get up on trees and have higher vantage points. And as you're kind of looking up, there are some basically very simple and crude, almost like bird nest structures, almost akin to what you would see in a ship, for people to watch, stand guard, to have an eye out, and the entire time as you're walking through, really, it's just an encampment of people that have just fled. You're seeing that there are well, not packages, but like bundles of what people could take.
Yep.
Mm, you know,
Ready to
screwed to
leave
the
at a moment's
side.
notice.
Yeah, just ready to go. Like what is out is just out for necessity. But Dregnar, you know the camp. It takes a few minutes to get to where it is, as location where Seb is staying is much further into the camp and much more in the portions of the trees. But you do eventually make it, um, and you are greeted by four individuals in dark brown uh, leathers, uh, seemingly uh, familiar, but y'all can't necessarily put your
Is it that bugbear
uh,
group?
no, it is not the bugbear.
It's gonna be them one time.
Maybe. Uh, but y'all would eventually you would recognize them as they were some of the individuals that helped y'all go back to the well. These are members of the Grot Guard, individuals that Seb had put together to help explore and keep tabs on what the happenings in the underbelly and the sewers and waterways of Green. They'll recognize Dregnar. Uh, Ragnar, that you were not gone very long. Uh, are these your friends?
Why, yes. Is Seven?
He's in. I think he's resting. But you know, please follow us, and they'll walk you in with you and kind of guide you in. And as you approach, uh, there's another individual standing by the earthen structure, and one of the guards gives him a nod, and he places a hand on the side of the wall, and then basically you'll see the ground kind of give way and almost like have an opening kind of form towards the wall, and it just becomes a passageway for you to walk through. And then there's a door, there's like a makeshift kind of doorway. You all are able to enter, and there are, as you look in, there's just holes on the ceiling and such that are allowing natural light to come in, and it's actually fairly well illuminated uh, in here with whatever light remains late afternoon.
Imagine it's.
Inside, go
I imagine it's kind of cramped with all of us in there instead of being a smaller guy.
ahead. You do notice that a lot of interior is halfling sized. In fact, that's something you'd notice that as you were walking through, um, many of the individuals, I would say, uh, 2/3 or so were of the smaller stature, the halfling variety. Uh, However, there are portions, as you see, and you're kind of walking, that they are meant for, well, the average sized individuals. And you see in here that there's no furniture. Everything is just constructed out of earth. There's a table that seems to have been formed and molded out of the earth. There's a bench side there ready to go. And one of the male in guard will say, "A moment, Menagerie, Dregnar," and he'll walk a little ways, not too long. You can keep eye on him the entire way, and he'll knock essentially on a solid wall, and you hear this, and then you see kind of that same where the wall kind of forms away and small in stature but large in presence halfling chestnut hair merges in there you before you have Seb, leader of the Adventurers League here in Green Hill. Like,
I'll go up, give him a hearty handshake. It's good to see you, man.
he'll be like, "Ha, ha, you actually made it.
We did.
I thought the letter was a..." And he turns to Al. He's like, "What happened? You picked up did the little one die? Did you pick up a replacement that quick? You guys are cold. What is this? My condolences. I was really looking forward to hearing a tune from your bard. Use something to cheer me up."
Well,
Ah.
actually,
I'm not sure if he's being harsh or not. Like, actually, I'm curious. Like, out of character. Like, I'm not sure if is he joking or is he just like being savage or what?
You can give me an insight check if
Okay.
you want to.
That's decent. 18.
Anything? Well,
Is he being
you
playful?
wouldn't.
Like,
You
serious?
wouldn't. He's legit thinking that Al died.
I was gonna chime in and put on a little voice. I'm like, well, we saw some shit up there. No, I'm still the same bard. Do you remember from back then?
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Just this one. Is Grant with us? Yeah. He's gonna
Yeah.
point to Grant and Davis and say, "These dudes still fill my ears." But what? I got plenty of them. Let's share.
Right. Y'all did some sort of ritual. Is that what happened? Is that what happened? Y'all did some.
A lot of things.
We went
We'll have
somewhere
to.
we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
This is a story for another time.
Okay.
And as he
well,
points
now
out,
you-
real quick, as he points out Al's like change, I'm very self-conscious of my own, and I'm gonna like speak very tight-lipped the entire time, so that as to like not have any like steam stuff happen.
Interesting. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, he won't notice Yeah, he won't notice yet. Um,
I would him noticing that Al looks different. I would kind of turn so he could see my shell, but without saying anything, and just see if he notices. Try and like bring a little attention to myself. I feel a little left out here.
mm. He'll be like, I guess since you're doing it subtly, let me see if he notices real quick.
Also, real quick, out of character, we talked about this last time with
Uh-huh.
Dregnar. Did Wiggs die? Because it was one of the few people that I asked specifically about.
Yeah, and he is missing, presumed dead,
Presume. Okay.
from what Dregnar said.
Right. Okay.
Like,
Amara was killed.
Yeah, and Hava.
Hava, Wiggs, Lionel are most likely dead, but unknown.
Okay, yeah, Wiggs was the only one
Yeah.
that I didn't know for sure on my notes.
Seb will kind of take you in. He's like, all right, well, good news is you survived. Some of you seem to have gone through some shit.
I mean, we all
What
did.
what happened? When did you have time to get that done to your shell? Why? Did you run into some tribe or something? Did they make him their leader or something? Don't tell me they thought he was a god. Don't tell me the swamp people. Like I've seen some spooky, some weird stuff, and that makes me think that they think that you did they do something to your turtle.
No, we did. Michelle did that to itself.
Uh,
We went to the maze. It was I wouldn't go there again. Didn't like it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like we were
Would
supposed
not
to
recommend.
be there.
are you talking about the maze that Mort talks about? That maze?
Yep. That one.
He just starts laughing uncontrollably, like you're saying some sort of joke. I just don't laughing. He's like, there's no way. No one
No,
goes to
you're
the
right.
maze.
You're right. No one
I was gonna
does.
point to his beard. This doesn't happen in 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's the necromancer sucking your life out, right? Ha ha ha, he he.
No.
And they gave it to Davis and Grant.
I
It's
mean,
not very evil for them.
the swamp just, the swamp air is just really good for my complexion.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Hey.
You guys teach me that sometime.
Well, here's the thing. I can believe all of it because, well, let's frankly say I've worked with adventurers. I've been an adventurer. I've seen all this. Well, not everything, but I've heard a lot. But how y'all actually made it? And he goes back to the point that y'all made it. Again, he's just like, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, I think what you guys were going there to
Clear out the
stop.
tower.
Yeah, but why did you go again? It was something about they had a plan, right? They were using the tower for something. I don't.
Yeah, do you guys want to... the little ball thing? You guys, is that... Do you think you should show him what we're talking about here? I'll be looking at Alan Rock.
Yeah, I have it. I'll pull it out and be like, they use this to change magic into other man. I don't know. It was very confusing.
And you
I'll
thought that
hand it
was
to
a
Seb.
good. That was a good. Why would you
Well,
brought it
it's
here?
different now, I think, guys?
Yeah, we've had plenty of time to examine it. We believe it was being heavily abused by the necromancer and the whole tower configuration going on. But this is its natural form, we think. It just amplifies magic, and it's not so bad. It was just, oh,
Could be useful.
Yeah, I mean, if it was something that was used to power the right, it's coming back to me, the necromancer's army, right? So you're telling me that this little thing did that?
Well, like not that thing by itself, just deep root being deep root kind of helped power things too, right? I think. Well, there was also there
Yeah, this
was
whole setup.
yeah there was something in it too. But Mar broke it, but I think it should be fine. I don't know. You guys were talking about the dagger thingy, and I didn't really get it.
Interesting. Okay, well, keep that away from anyone besides yourselves.
Oh yeah,
If that's it's as magical as you say it is, and you guys know what it is, because
yeah. You never saw
um,
this.
right? No, I definitely saw it, and now I have concerns that what if they're I don't know something's after it now. I don't know, like kill everything there, re-kill everything there. Who knows that you have this? Because if that thing is really what was doing that, and word gets out that it's like that,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say this: we you know, made it here pretty much without any issue. So
you're
Um,
missing. You're missing. Where's the purple, white hair, purple one? See, still
he
uncomfortable.
basically stayed home, if you will. I mean, he's from there. We got him from there the first time we went there. Uh, but with the work that we did, he decided now's a good time to work on making the brute, a place for good things to live again.
Dragnar, he's like Dragnar. You
Yes.
could have. Never mind. We could have used your friend, but I understand. Okay, no. Got commitments. Glad you found the rest of your friends. The menagerie. Good to have you back. Glad.
Good to be not exactly back. I don't. Where are we? Actually, we're out of character. Are we south of the river then? If you keep saying they kept moving
Yes.
further south. Okay.
Off the map south, yeah.
Off the map south. Wow. Okay.
I'll
So
be
y'all
like,
are
we ran into two giants about a day's travel from here.
Which we took care of them. They're taking care of
those
that.
might be the same two that we uh hunkered down for and they passed on by. About
Yeah, we were
about
less
2 days ago or so.
discreet. We were pretty. We were having a good time. I'll say we were doing our, race back to Green Hill routine that we do.
He just nods his head. He's like, "Well, uh, I'm glad you had some fun. I guess you deserve some fun after the 2 months or so away. But
Gosh.
uh, yeah, unfortunately, things went to downhill for Green Hill shortly after. Uh, what has Dregnar been able to tell you so far?
I mean, we could
Nothing.
literally just tell. No, he mentioned that things went south. I mean, rather than up here, we could
Yeah.
just we tell him.
He's like, well, yeah. So we're these were the people that were either not in Green Hill when this happened, or some of them managed to get to the sewers and the underbelly and escape with me, my grot guard, and a lot of people there got left behind, got stuck. I mean, you saw Green Hill. I mean, he's looking kind of at Grant at this point. it's not the most militarized location, right? We have the towers set up, but that's over time, and then without the support of the verdant cause, already ravaged adventurers that went to the Eastern Front beforehand. You saw where you left that a few giants, many ogres, that's something, but when you're talking an organized horde of them, I'm
Yeah,
surprised they
it's rough.
didn't just knock over Green
Have you made contact with
Hill.
Whitlaw? And are they going to send any assistance?
uh, well, here's the catch. They know what's going on. Word has been sent, but the sovereign refuses to help.
What about your buddy Meeker? I mean, I know Volpine's not exactly a big town, but they can send some assistance.
They could, but that that would most likely be sending his men to their death, and I don't. Not now. No, we need to figure out like what is the plan here. I mean, no one really. We. I still have my network there in Green Hill. They. It, there's enough people there where they can't keep tabs on everyone. So people are able to slip in, observe, get information, link back out.
Is there like like a known organization? Like I understand the Sisters of what was their name? I don't remember. The Harvest or something.
Mothers of the Daughters of Bounty,
Yeah, that was
those
it. Daughters of
ones.
Bounty. They had something to do with this, but is it like an actual organized thing? Did they take over town and they're trying to like set roots, or did they just eliminate something in their way?
So it looks like somehow it became apparent to those followers of the Mother of Bounty that the giant and their kin also have a tie with it, and they found a common ground in what they believe in. And as far as what my scouts and spies are telling me is they want to convert Green Hill into a um mecca for the worshippers. I, I I don't completely understand. I mean, from what I was told before got all separated, and the Mother of Bounties is just a local tale, right? I think there's something about her blessing the lands and the rivers. That's what makes them so bountiful. And I think there was the understanding that the giants thought we were holding their bounty or something, so they came and then I I wish I had more information, but right now everything is just it's what we can glean. But what we do know for a fact is the Adventurers League is not there. They
Is it like
That
burned
was
to the
something that
ground
they
or
targeted, mashed to the ground.
wow?
That was the only real building that they went for.
Hmm. Strange.
Everything else they seemed to, yes, there was damages, buildings were crushed and crumbled in their wake, but they sought out the league hall and they ripped it to the ground. Managed to salvage some things on our escape. He kind of points to his little wooden box, and uh, on it, on like at the sides of it, you see the imagery of like paper birds etched and carved in. He's like, that's how your letter managed to get here. They're enchanted to return to this. We got that, and we're getting word from other individuals that have similar types of parchments. So at least they're not being compromised, and we're still getting some information. But no, we need to know what they're planning. Like this is, and he turns to Grant. He's like, no offense, you and your deity and all, but perhaps the strongest weapon is faith. You get things believing in something enough that well, they make alliances with giants and siege a town and take over it. I, and now they're working together, as far as we know.
So, do we need to start making a plan now, or you want to wait till the morning since it's so late in the afternoon, evening time?
You guys got me when I was starting to kind of rest and take it easy. Listen, take the evening. Let's celebrate as best. Well, no, you know what I mean. Let's not celebrate because let's be honest, no one here wants to celebrate until they get their home back.
Right.
But
You got a place for us to stay?
sure, we'll.
If not, we can make our own place. Oh yeah,
You
Dregnar, I
can
don't
make-
know if you've seen this. Your friend
You
could
can-
do it, but now Al can do this. He can make this cool, kind of like this place, like a little dome sort of thing for us. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
It's really
Then never
I
mind.
learned.
We'll
It-
use that instead.
Yeah, if we have to do it, we can do that. Yeah.
Go ahead and make your place for the evening. We'll arrange a more permanent structure for you all next day or so.
Also, you want us to take a watch around the encampment just to bolster defenses?
Yeah.
That is what I
Happy
was
to help.
gonna say. We're gonna need y'all's assistance. You guys look a little wary, actually, now that I look at you. It kind of points to Al, and he's just like, you got something here and here, and Al, it's just all the dirt that you missed from
From
the race.
being on the road
Oh.
like 5 times from falling down.
Oh.
Like you got some of it with your prestidigitation, but you missed some of it. He's like,
I'm getting sloppy. Well, at least I feel better than we did when we were in the swamp a few days ago. I don't know about y'all, but I'm happy to be out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let.
Who do we
Let
talk to
Sarah
about
and-
setting up watch?
Oh,
Did you say Sarah?
look. I don't know. Gonna say something about Sarah, but you asked about the watch. Well, Erebus, come here, and it's one of his Grot guard. It's like, Erebus, let's figure out how we can cycle these guys in. They look like they're all pretty well off and ready to go, so gives us some more bodies to put on the watch. Let some people take a little bit longer rest,
Hey,
perhaps.
Erebus, I happen to have an extra set of scale mail here. I don't know if you guys could use it, but I'm happy to lend it to the cause. Not lend, happy to give it to the cause.
Certainly. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Yes. He'll shout and take it, and he's like,
All
I'll have it
yours.
cleaned up and ready to go. And
Yeah,
we'll
it
put
may be a little musty, but you know, it works real well.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Seb, we'll get him in the rotation. What are y'all's specialties? We have any scouts or magic wielders? What am I looking at here?
Well, I cast all the magic in the group. Nobody else knows magic in the group. It's just me.
Absolute fact.
Give me a
Look, I'll
deception
read 'em.
check. Yeah,
Don't
go
let
ahead.
rot near the horses.
Can I? Can I give him advantage just for being a dipshit?
Yeah, I thought he was like backing my shit up. So
Sure, I'll allow that.
yeah.
Yeah, you can have
You
advantage.
could guidance him too.
Mm.
Brain
Well, that's
and
a little bit.
muscle.
That's a little bit harder to pull off. 16 on the deception.
16. Surprisingly, he on a total on your deception.
Yeah, it's total.
Okay, yeah, he rolled a natural 19. So I
Ooh,
got like
shit.
he's like war mage, right? Okay.
No. Watch. Check this out, and then I'll summon the glaive. Be like, magic weapon.
Doesn't make you magical, but
All right.
congratulations on the magic weapon. We could. Really
Yeah, I'm
use
actually, as I do
those.
that, I'm kind of looking for Seb if he's even watching anymore to see if he reacts to that at all.
You'll see. Go ahead and give me an insight check, Davis.
Bad. 8.
8. You'll see that Seb is, watching the conversation, but he does not he doesn't his eyes don't get big or bunches anything. Like he's maybe to you it's disappointing that you didn't get a reaction out of him.
It is a little
Wanted to
bit.
impress him.
All right.
All right, he'll go to each individual and be like, what can I use you for? And Grant will say, honestly, I might be best suited either helping run internally. Not the best at night. I don't have the best vision. I can make food.
Really good
I
crackers.
can tend to wounds. I could honestly use some time out of this armor. If that's okay. Like, okay, we'll have you stationed on the inside. He's like, okay. And then I don't know. All of you are welcome to chime in if you want to say what your specialties are. Like you can. I'm actually kind of curious how y'all would describe it.
I'll chime in. My friends here have told me that I'm pretty quiet while I'm walking, and I can see pretty far, pretty well. Stand still for a while, but I don't think as well as this guy. And I'm gonna point to Marb. He's what I learned from. He's the master.
Marb would be like,
He's here.
oh, you're here. Oh, yay. I thought,
Oh yeah.
hey, Marb.
That's all I said. I said like "Macaw," and then maybe just like my specialty, just killing and kind of like shrug it off, and that's it.
He's definitely better at the killing part.
He's very good at the killing part.
Let's
So
say
he-
stabbing. That's
So
it.
he's the murder crow, basically.
I mean, that's what a group of
Yeah,
bros is
I like
called,
I
right?
like that nickname.
He's a.
However,
I'd like to think I have a little sense of humor. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I get it.
All right, so we got two of you that I can use at night. Dragnar, are you doing the normal shift again at night, or what do you want to do?
I'll do a normal shift at night. I'm pretty quick, so I'll search the perimeter, just kind of walking around.
You know the routine. No bells, no alarms. You come in, try not to make noises. If you hear loud footsteps crushing trees, that chances are it's a giant. Thing about them is they're not that smart. They might smell fires, they might walk by. Don't really see that well at night either. Kind of our advantage.
have you guys only encountered giants up to this point? Has anything else been searching for you? The camp?
Well, we've had to move camp a few times because the ogres and them have tracked us down.
Okay.
But as far as out here, since our last move, it was the pair of giants that came by a couple of days ago, and they just stumbled on through without noticing anybody.
You guys ever fight any trolls? Because we know how to kind of talk to them.
No
Yeah,
troll.
we made troll friends.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, we have
I was gonna say Fred
Rep
and
points
pound his
with
chest
troll.
twice.
Hey, you'll just see Erebus look at Seb, and Seb will be just kind of like, they made friends with trolls.
Yeah. Well, we freed them. They were prisoners and being tortured, kind of.
But he sees like Seb is kind of like, just, like mulling it over. He's like, "Read trolls." That's a new one.
Yeah,
Most people would just run.
we thought about it for a while, long and hard, but would do again.
I think it was that long. I mean, they were being tortured. They were running the tower sort of or something. I mean, we
They were
didn't have a
Trolls were
choice.
being
known.
used for running the tower. They weren't doing it on their own, for sure.
Right. Yes. That.
Okay.
Offering revenge is a pretty good motivator.
Yeah, that was the thing, is we needed allies. They are pretty good if they're on your side. Although they
Managed
get
to
a
find
bit
something
spooked.
common.
They get a bit. Oh yeah, kind of what you were saying earlier. They did get a bit spooked and couldn't really fully help us at the end. But yeah, it's a long story.
Okay. Well, one that I hope, and he looks at Al again, I'll hear in a tale or a song.
Al's got a big toothy grin.
Good. That good. Need that.
Also,
Plenty over the marsh.
when we're looking for talents, I'll reach into the bag of holding
Okay.
and pull out, eyeballs, stalks, other squishy body parts, and I'll be like, I collect body parts, and I have a bird.
I forgot you kept those.
Here's the thing. Bag of holding, those things. Well, no. So some of them were still in the jars and contained. Some of them y'all just cut off.
Some of them are rotted.
I'm
for
pulling
sure.
out. I'm pulling out the very probably sloppy beholder bits.
Yeah, that's what I was going at. So as you kind of reach in and kind of think, and it apparates in your grip, it's cold, slimy, mucky, and you pull it out, and you're holding like a tendril. And as you go to release it, there's like this thick white mucus that's like a strands as it kind of releases from your hands. Like had a serious case of like a really bad flu and like sinus infection at the same time, and it's just like mucus. And you're like, it reeks. It smells, and you've smelled
Who-
death. It smells worse than death.
Who's
Like,
standing closest to me?
Whoever you really want, y'all are kind of all in together.
Looks like I think I was next to Al, so I'm just gonna like, oh, this stuff didn't keep. I'm gonna just wipe my hand on Al.
I was gonna. Oh no! At the smell, I would have gagged and tried to step
Yeah.
a few feet away, but if
Make a
Roger's
constitution
quick
save.
enough to get it on him, he's like, ah.
Yeah, Al, you are essentially just like, that is all you can focus on right now. You're like, "Ugh."
Homina.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, like as you even like release it, like let go of it, and it kind of just slops on the stone earthen table. Ragnar, first time you've ever seen anything like this.
Rock, that's gross.
I'll toss an eyeball to Dregnar and see if he catches it.
I mean,
He
he's a monk.
throws an eyeball towards you. What would you like to do with it? Do you want to deflect it his way?
I don't have any key points, so I can't.
That's
Oh,
true.
No, you do, as you guys, because you guys didn't. Oh no, you guys did race.
We did race and we did walk. I don't know if the walk would be able to take a short rest in that time frame.
I'll say probably not in this case.
I'll just sidestep it.
And as you do, it impacts on, kind of goes by your impacts, and it just kind of like a real.
Can we not, Rock? That's kind of gross. Like, he does like body parts though. Just he wasn't lying.
And you'll
I
see
Don't
Seb
do that.
at this
Don't-
point will kind of like, he's kind of got his he's wearing like, rather basic clothing, but he's got like a linen top with his, always likes to have like a leather vest, but he's got his linen top, and he's kind of like got it long sleeve up to his nose. He's like, what is that from? That's
That's
not-
one of the things we killed. Well,
That's
unkilled.
not an undead
Rekilled.
trophy, right?
Not,
That's
Not anymore. It's not.
Out of character, do we
Is-
know that those were beholders, or do we just know it's a floating eyeball creature with tentacles?
none of y'all were able to recognize it.
Oh.
Y'all were able
We
to.
brought a bunch of samples for wigs.
Not of beholders.
Yeah, I have a
But
bunch of beholder parts on my backpack for some reason.
samples went bad.
Yeah, we
Teeth,
didn't have a
eyes,
freezer
I
bag.
even have eye jelly.
Oh, that's from this trip, not from the previous trip, because we didn't see beholders on the previous trip. From this
Yeah.
trip, yeah, they're all goo by now.
Yeah, you guys didn't do a real. The only ones that you would have preserved is the one eye stalk that was in a gilded vase, like a jar, that Yarsi determined would be for some sort of summoning. It's along with like the gilded acorn and feather and
Were
something
those
else.
on his person?
I don't know if y'all put them in the bag of holding or not. I don't remember.
I do not have those.
So yeah, they must have been disintegrated then.
I will wander away, realizing how icky everything is. We're near a forest, right?
You're
We're
in a forest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wander a little ways out of the campsite and dump all of the goopy body parts
If
in the woods.
if there's anything on the floor of the mud hut, I'm use my dagger and slowly try to throw it out the hut.
Like
Scrape
Family
it.
Guy with the frog.
Takes me 30 minutes, but I get it done eventually.
Right. So
And anyway, yeah, I'm not a magic guy, Erebus. I hit stuff, I take hits, and I just make my friends better.
well, we could get your rest for the evening. We'll probably use you up in the morning, early shift or something.
Sounds good. I can
And
see pretty well at night, but I don't know.
We'll wake you up early then.
'Kay.
But listen, it's fairly quiet here. Really, the things that we watch out for is more of like the local wolves getting too close or something. Even then, they tend to stay away just because of how large of a group we are. Then, we will most likely be sending some people up back to Green Hill to go investigate and gather what information we can from the people that we have inside. Some
Okay.
of you are as light on your feet and as quiet. Certainly use the help. If y'all had indeed 6 of you took down 2 giants.
Yep.
I understand. They must have been really tired or something. That's
Hey, we know what we're doing.
impressive. No.
More like 5. I wasn't really there.
I mean,
4. Same here.
he's not wrong.
Really? You guys could have just taken credit. Okay, well,
Well, we're taking
that
kind of more
4 of
credit if
you-
you think about it. The rest of us are, at least.
yeah. Seb, this is an interesting bunch. Where did you find them?
Well,
Right.
after we saved the entire city of Vulpine, we came highly recommended from his friend. And then, we saved the entire Deep-Root Marsh by cleansing the tower. So,
And what did cleansing it? He just looks at his Arabic just looks at his boss again. Cleansing a tower, boss? Like I got part of their story, but what good has that done? Green Hill is still tower connected. What's happening, boss? That was like you heard their story. I don't completely understand it, but apparently hags, towers, mills,
Yep.
necromancer.
probably related to the
Mhm.
bounty.
What part did you not understand?
Everything seems to be related. Maybe
And
sisters are also related.
To our understanding, this could have been way worse than it already is.
And
Way worse.
maybe
We
we've
lost our town. Wiggs is probably dead.
yeah.
Hava is missing. Horace is probably dead. So many adventurers. Like you saw just the beginning of it when you were leaving. You saw the carts coming in. That was our town.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine how much worse
Brilliant.
would it have been.
They were not doing anything with. There was no signs of them using necromancy or dark magic or how 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 is this? How have you helped on that front? I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, Menagerie. Thank you for dealing with the tower and necromancer and coming back alive and not coming back as undead things to make things worse.
I'll look at this
I-
dude, right? I'm like, how many giants have you killed?
Which one?
Probably a lot.
Aramis says.
Whoever, yeah, Aramis.
Aramis is like, we managed to take down a few on the front, but that was with our towers and ballista.
Okay, so imagine what we can do when we took down 2 with just the 6 of us.
4.
That's what we can do. That's what we've done. We've bettered ourselves so that we can take on the threat in Green Hill.
This was after we raced back into town and we were doing all sorts of shenanigans. In fact, the shenanigans kind of brought them to us.
And I'll look at
Right.
him and say, if you want us to leave, we can leave.
Believe me, we've
No.
got other things we could be doing.
Dragnar, you won't leave. I know you care too much about people.
This guy?
Got him.
Insight check. I'm insight checking. Seb saying that?
Yeah, Seb is saying that as he's like scratching his forehead.
I'm insight checking that. I don't know if I buy that. I kind of do, but I kind of am curious. 18. If there's any
In this
nuance
kind
to
of
that.
moment, like, so it's interesting with Seb because Seb is like a little. He is an accomplished shithead. Is basically what you guys get
It's
about
true.
Seb.
Fair.
But when he speaks on certain points, he's just blunt about it.
Fair enough. Okay.
He will call you out in the most, like you saw with Al when he was calling him out about the songs and everything. He'll call you out in his own way. And from what he knows about Dregnar, Dregnar comes back because he knows what he knows of Dregnar's story was bodyguard that failed to protect the people, but continued to make sure that the message would have been delivered. He protects you guys as best as he can, and he did his job and tasked to go ahead and find you guys. And that's what he did. So, all right.
So out of character, yeah. Now that I think about it, it does come across that Dregnar does care about people. After all, like Amara and all that other stuff. And, yeah. So. Okay.
So it's like, but listen, forgive me for not being elated that y'all are back. And we could definitely use the manpower because there's a few handful of adventurers left. All.
But why isn't the Sovereign helping? I don't get it. Like, doesn't it seem like it would help Whitlaw to not have the road cut off here? Politics with what? Like, is he in league with this other group?
He's probably butthurt that
course.
Seb declined his offer.
Oh yeah, but I mean, still, like,
Definitely.
to
And
have
now
a major
he's-
like hub in your realm taken over seems like bad politics, no matter what.
He has so many other lines of trade right now. Whitlaw, it's the heart of the country.
Yeah,
continent.
Not a fan
Yeah,
of
but
Whitlaw.
Davis, if you think about it, if they don't get Green Hill back, where's Seb going to go to possibly reestablish the network?
And Seb will kind of come in. He wants me to come groveling back.
Well, that's
I've
shitty.
considered it.
Fuck that guy.
I've kind of considered it because of what's happened to all the homes and families and children that have now lost their parents, fathers that have lost their children, wives that are widows. You see that he's kind of like looking down and he's got some industry, uncut kind of gem, and he's just kind of holding it between two fingers and kind of spinning it. with his other hand, just thinking. Sovereign's a prick.
Sounds like it. Jesus.
Oh, he'll get his.
Bunch of good for nothing.
His name's not Simon, is it?
If you want, you can give me anyone. Can give me a history check.
A what check?
History.
History.
I'm gonna see if Grant would. Grant probably would.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure,
You tell
Grant
me.
would. Yeah, Grant
Sure.
would.
So, Adam,
13 for Grant.
Mhm.
because I know about the potential of what I learned, I
Yeah.
will try to use my history ability.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll me your monk check first, then.
So, what is that? Just
It's
wisdom?
wisdom. D20 plus wisdom.
Plus proficiency or no?
No, just to keep it easy.
9.
You're trying. You see, for a moment, with Dragnar, he's like almost becomes like still as he's kind of trying to think and focus. Nothing seems to be, guiding your mind, Dragnar.
Okay.
But you have been through Whitlaw, so you can go ahead and still give me a history check.
Okay. And one thing you guys will notice that when I close my eyes, I am muttering a sentence over and over.
Can we hear the actual sentence, or we just hear muttering?
You can give me a perception check, whoever wants to.
Sure. Ooh, 22.
Uh, okay. Davis, you would pick up on parts of it. Dragnar, you can kind of tell him a little bit.
Parts of it or the whole thing?
I mean,
You can
I
say
rolled a
the whole thing.
22, so you
22.
use your discretion.
Yeah. You'll hear me muttering, aid those who cannot aid themselves over and over
In
and
common.
over.
I guess it would be in common. I don't think you and I share a language otherwise.
No, it's going to be in common.
Okay. Okay.
So Al with the history check. Yeah, Al with the history check. You know of the Sovereign Luster. Luster. You know of basically all you know about him is that his title is the Sovereign of Exchanges, like exchanging currency and exchanging goods. And he is considered one of the most powerful people just because of Whitlaw's trade. And Whitlaw is basically the central crossroads of the entire continent. You know, he's a human and you know he's a male, but that's about it. You wouldn't know what he looks like. You wouldn't know any gossip or tales about him.
Adam, I got an 18 on history.
Ooh.
18. Because you've been there enough times, Dragnar, you would know the same. Like, you just know that he is Sovereign of Exchange, the Sovereign Luster, male, human, is in power just because of the power that Whitlaw holds on just basically the economics of the country.
Okay. Because of that and because of my past with the merchants and all that and all my contacts, what I've heard how they feel about him.
Yeah, very much a businessman, and very much a businessman that knows he has a lot of power, and he will how do I put it? He's basically I don't know how, like, the best analogy, but you know, like when a celebrity does something really stupid and then they try to turn it on you as this is a big mistake going on me because I have all this power and all this authority kind
Yeah.
of thing. Kind of like that type of individual. Known
So
to make
sorry, go ahead.
known to make mistakes, but get out of them just because of his wealth and status.
Gotcha. So basically he's gold over people.
Um, Trade over people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People
Okay.
are not important.
Okay, I'll let everybody know that the only thing he cares about is his trade routes and his power. He'll do whatever he can to keep it and get more.
Or he'll do anything we want so he avoids losing it. Good to know.
I love when I hear Marb speak like that.
Zeb will be power. And if you go against him, he doesn't forget it.
If he can remember it.
If he can survive.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's also one of the heads of, well, of Rune, right? So he's one of the heads of.
See, actually, I'm not from here, so is he? How did he get his title? Like, did somebody give it to him, or?
He, along with the other members that run Green, well, not Green Hill, sorry, that run Whitlaw, he is the one that rose to prominence and status, and essentially over time has just become the leader because he brings so much wealth.
So you take
And
that
the
away, you
man,
take away his power. Got it.
possibly. I mean, Whitlaw has always been a great trade city. Heck, it's massive, but
I mean,
it's
yeah.
under his rule, under his hand and guidance, the wealthy have become wealthy.
Well, we'll see about that, but I think we probably should focus on local matters here first.
But yeah, what I wanted to say, and I got my tongue twisted. So yeah, he's essentially one of the leaders of the Harvest Reach, which is the region here in Rune that you guys are part of, and it's like, y'all are in the nation of Kled. The Kled is majority in the Harvest Reach, and the Harvest Reach is that known for its farmlands and fields and bountiful crops and other supplies as well. And Whitlaw just happens to be in a location where uh, the Mason roads bisect and cross the north and south meets the east and west, and it really, there's just so much trade going through Whitlaw from all over the continent, not just the country of Kled, but we're talking all the way from south in Mizia, the east over in the Crown Lands and Dollywall, west of Galsvar Steppes and the Free Nations, all that. Like everything has the potential to cross through here. Sovereign oversees it, and because the Sovereign leads the largest city in area, he also has a large sway and power over the Verdant cause. Fled's military force. He supplies them with so much. That would be something that
So is that why they don't have much of a presence here now, you think?
holding them back.
What a jerk.
Zeb will say, yeah.
Out of character,
Mhm.
is the Sovereign just the Sovereign of Exchange, or is it a group?
As far as what your history check knows, it's a human male individual.
Okay, so it refers to one person, to my
As
knowledge.
far as
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Thank you.
It's kind of like a trade prince or something like
Well, gentlemen, I think we taken up enough of Seb's time. We need to get some rest so we can do those watches and start our plan tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that.
Al,
Erebus will be.
I was gonna say, Al, I think it's up to you to kind of pick our spot because you kind of have to stay there the whole time, right? So
Yeah.
maybe work with Mara about it. You guys can figure out a spot that might suit us the best. I don't know.
Erebus will say, well,
I do have a question. Can the tent be set anywhere?
The dome?
Yeah.
relatively, not anywhere. It needs to be able to, it needs to be on ground. It needs to have enough space.
Ground as in like floor?
I mean, you can put it up against a
Yes,
wall and stuff too.
you can put up against a wall, but it needs to
What
be
about
on
at
a
the top of
solid
a
surface.
tree? Like it has like the bottom, like a tree house?
Unfortunately, I mean, you could try. Al can try, but it's kind of stretching the limits of a
3rd level spell.
not that high level spell. Though he
That
wants
was
to
just
try
an
to
out of character question, not
yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
actual plan.
Okay, okay.
So the thing about it is the hut in theory like you create a sphere, right? And the sphere is then cut by the floor. That's where you would sit, and the sphere will, like the rest of the sphere, the dome will encompass you, and that's where the magic takes place. So, I mean, Al can always try to wing it and try something goofy. But
Yeah, I mean, technically the
If
spell actually says it's
Mark
a dome.
recommends it, I would give it a shot.
yeah, it is a dome. Yeah.
We can give it a shot later when we don't actually need the rest.
Sure.
Erebus will kind of look at y'all real quick and be like, I'll see some of y'all for the night. Dragnar knows where it is. It'll be over by the central fire. We'll regroup. We'll set out people on their patrols and watches, and then we'll not extinguish the flame, but make it low again. Let's not draw attention. We'll go over instructions then. Where are you going to set up your
Camp?
yes?
That's what we were just talking about.
I mean, there's a few spots that are vacant, open, kind of out on the, not too far from here. If this is where you wish to take.
Any space with
Free
soft ground, I think, would be good.
There should be plenty of fallen pine needles and such.
What about hay?
Ooh, yeah. If you could if you could hook this guy up with hay, he'll be your friend forever.
I'll give me a. You go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Marb.
Can I help him?
Persuasion.
Uh,
Have advantage on persuasion today? Oh yeah.
Or do
Yeah,
you
he
just already
doesn't
have it
need
from your
help.
totem?
yeah. He's got a-
Oh shit! There you go. Actually, if this is a contested, well, no, yeah, no, I have merit dice. Can I fucking give him a merit die?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah,
23
you
persuasion.
can add a D8 onto that if you really want.
Go ahead and roll a d3 or d8.
I'm gonna really
Yeah.
persuade him.
Okay, 25, nice.
Okay,
Oh.
that's odd. He's like, hey, okay, I'll see if any of my men can track down some hay. I mean, we still need them to keep
Uh,
certain animals ready, but sure.
Just a rectangle barrel of hay. I don't know what the measurements of hay are.
Yeah,
A bale, probably.
a
It's a
bale.
bale.
Okay.
That's the word. Just a bale.
I
That's
don't know
fine.
if I can get a bale, but I might be able to get you half or something.
Deal.
To be honest, a bale of hay is a significant amount.
It is.
See what we can do. Just in case, it doesn't look like y'all are carrying too much. But
I
You
look
ready?
I reflexively look at Al, who can't carry anything.
yeah, like we need to at all times be
Smiles.
ready.
Actually, since I gave him that armor, I'm almost carrying less than you are. I think. Yeah, I'm carrying about the same amount as you are.
Mm. Erebus was like, we need to be ready, on a moment's notice to evacuate, to leave. Sleep with your boots on or have them close by.
Do we need to sleep with our armor on too?
It's up to
I
you.
can't get a good rest with my armor on. So.
It's more flight than fight.
Okay. Yeah, I can just keep it nearby and grab it if I need it.
Out of the 500 or so people that are here, y'all included, we maybe have about 90, 80 capable fighters. By capable, I mean some of them are.
Yeah, I mean these kids you had up front doesn't look like they've even been in a fight in an alley or anything. Like, have they seen battle at all, or are they just threw
They've
some armor on some street rats?
Target dummies,
Yeah.
and they've had Seb yell at them.
I
about
mean
it.
that can help. Seb's a convincing guy when he wants to be.
Seb kind of in his small stature, kind of leans a little bit back and cracks his knuckles real loud. And everyone hears it. And he's like, he just grins.
I know
I
a
can whip
thing or
him
two
into
about
shape.
yelling at people.
Menagerie, thank you for not dying. I wish you would have made it back sooner, but if you guys did do as good, if you guys did do something as good as you think you are, then hopefully we'll see some sort of turnaround. Have a good watch. Get your rest. Y'all are most likely joining some of Erebus's men traveling back to Green Hill in the next day or two. Welcome to the outpost.
Fair enough. I would
Hey,
ask.
Al.
I was
Go on.
gonna say, could we take a break there? Because I actually have to go do something for like 10
Sure.
minutes.
All right, so let's take a 10. Let's take a 15-minute break. So let's be back at 9:50.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, something like that.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right.